So I just have a quick word that I wanted to get down today while it's fresh on my mind. I'll just make this really quick because I'm going to elaborate on it later. But whenever you first come to Christ and you start to seek out, others who can counsel and give you different advice, at first you're just going to be hungry for anything that makes you feel good or anything that makes you feel understood. And so you're going to accept a lot of stuff that you normally would not take. So like for me, I was very, very isolated at the time. And so people that were talking about how you go through a period of isolation, after your awakening, that was really hitting home to me. And I really needed to hear that. And then I went through a phase that, it's like I was kind of mad at my enemies. And, I went through a phase where I was seeking out teachers who would, really push the first will be the last and the last will be the first doctrine. Because that made me feel good at the time. And then as I continued to evolve spiritually, I started to gain discernment. And you start to quickly isolate and identify spiritual teachers who are misleading the flock. Pushing them towards, it's Bible truths veiled with a little bit of untruths. And even though it might sound pleasing to the ear to some extent, if you listen carefully enough, you'll hear the motives. And a lot of times, these so-called spiritual teachers are basically just professional marketers, and they know how to appeal to the ego. And so they're going to fan that ego for you and tell you how great you are and how misunderstood you are and how God's going to make you, super successful, and all of your enemies that treated you wrong, they're going to sit back and watch, and they're going to rue the day that they didn't appreciate you. That's not God's love right there. If you're looking to, better yourself so that you can receive recognition from other people who mistreated you, then your motives are wrong. You're not doing it for the right reasons. Your only goal should be to glorify God in all things, and other people's opinions of that are completely arbitrary when you're truly walking in the Spirit. And so it's okay for somebody to mention this, once or twice even, but when their entire channel is about telling you how everybody is going to, regret how they treated you, and, God's going to rise you up before your enemies, and that's all they talk about, that is playing to your ego. It's not going to help you grow. It's going to keep you in a low vibrational energy. So as you continue to grow and study the Word, you'll start to gain more and more discernment. So you'll really be able to identify these people right away and just turn away so that they don't distract you on your true walk with God.